So, episode 38 today. 37.
Episode 37.
It's episode 37.
37. 37. I think you are living in the future, my nigga, and that's good because you can bring us news. How many views are we getting next week?
I think next week we might have a new number 2.
Oh.
It's not me saying this.
Oh.
That's my prediction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When else keep on in the streets, bro?
Nah, the streets keep calling, man.
They keep
and
calling.
I've been declining the call.
I've
been declining the call, but I've been seeing a couple of headlines. So firstly, we're going to talk about Spotify.
Yeah.
Right?
What are they doing? I mean, they implementing some AI thing?
Yeah. So I think they signed a partnership near OpenAI.
Okay.
Right? With generative imagery, generative audio.
Yeah.
But for them, it's more around audio. Right?
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Because I don't know if I touched the last time we deal Google and Universal.
No, I don't remember that part.
Yes, Universal will be creating APIs to their artists, meaning that you are able to access their audio and you can also use their images.
Wow.
So
for free.
At a percentage for them,
okay,
right?
Okay.
So if you create because now you can create a song on ChatGPT, say, based on Eminem, write me a song by Eminem about South African flags.
Yeah.
And it can do that for you, right?
Yeah.
And you can go into another platform and say, use Eminem's voice to rap whatever was written on ChatGPT. So you can create a whole album without you even being an artist, but based on something that you like. Knowing that AI can write something solid for you. So what Google saw, what Universal saw, Google saw an opportunity saying, let's partner up with Universal Music on this, right? Now, Universal Music is creating APIs for Lama artists, so anyone can use their audio, anyone can use their images, but whatever revenue that they make from that, they want 50%.
So for every revenue,
Fair
they
deal.
want 50%?
Yeah. If you put up that song on Spotify, it starts making money. If you put it on Google, on YouTube, and you start making money, they want a percentage.
Which is only fair. I mean, business is business,
fair,
and
man.
I think it makes sense. Yeah. That sounds like an interesting thing. So Spotify, Yona, is basically now...
so Spotify, Yona, isebenzisa AI manje to translate some of the podcasts. So this one is for us.
Okay.
So people in Espanol can listen to Spaza translated.
Love that, bro.
That kind of thing. And I think it's amazing that because everyone is looking at music, everyone is looking at imagery, but no one is focusing on podcasts. And Spotify saw that upon themselves. We'll go to, let's do something for the brothers so that they can penetrate other markets.
Sure.
Imagine this in Mandarin.
Yeah, that's so
saying?
crazy, right?
In Swahili.
Sure, yeah. It means it can be translated so much easier. Yeah, this is great. Not that we're speaking English and a bit of, vernac here and there, but it'll be great if somebody just says, I want this in Setswana.
In Setswana.
I do hope it is like they include African languages.
They're going to start with because I know they trialing it with 2 podcasts at the moment. One that I know of, A Diary of a CEO.
Okay.
So they've translated a couple of episodes into Spanish.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you must have a big Spanish audience anyway.
Probably.
And I'm sure Joe Rogan too, doesn't he have a Spotify deal?
Not Joe Rogan. It's another one. I forgot what it is.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's going to open up to everyone else.
Sure,
so Spaza Talk is going to be on all 4 corners of the globe.
Basically, yeah. That's so amazing.
No corners, but hey, man, we're going to find corners.
For sure, yeah. Just on podcasts, I know you got something else for us. On podcasts, Google Podcast is shutting down. Not really shutting down, but they're actually moving to YouTube. So they're focusing on having podcasts on YouTube, but a bit stronger.
So more audio or both audio and
now
visual?
It's probably both, because right now they've been pushing quite a lot already. That's why podcasts do so well on YouTube versus on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, just because people like that visual element into it. So now they've done away with Google Podcasts and they're saying they're going to focus on YouTube. So something interesting.
I trust Larry.
Yeah.
And I trust who's the other guy, Sergi.
Yeah,
I trust both of them.
For sure. Yeah,
I know they've done some intense research around this.
Yeah,
and it's a winning formula. Now you're gonna have YouTube podcast
That's
right?
crazy.
And it's going to take away podcasts from other things. So instead of disturbing you watching Matt Watson, Kawau.
Yeah.
Next thing there's like Spaza Talk playing. At least now you can go to YouTube podcast and listen to your podcast. Just.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so dope, bro. What other news do you have for us? I mean, you shared a few things with me during the week. What's happening? But what's up?
So another thing, after launching, we know Threads, right? They launched in July this year.
Yeah.
And you were telling me this actually on the podcast that you were forced to delete your Instagram account if you wanted to delete Threads.
Yeah, that was quite annoying, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, I still have the Threads badge, meaning I have Threads.
You know Zuckerberg and his moves, forcing people to stay. That's not cool. Because he knows you won't delete your Instagram account.
No way, it's not yet.
Yeah. So what they're doing by December, they'll be able to separate when you delete one platform. You'll be able to delete one instead of both at the same time.
Okay, and I think that's dope. Yeah, that's needed.
Yeah.
Look, Threads did do some amazing numbers. I mean, I think we talked about it last week or offline that even Donald Trump's app was doing well. During the time when Twitter was changing its name to X. It was doing well. So that's interesting to see that Threads is gonna allow us to be able to detach and not be forced to stay on there.
Because they're seeing the frustration as well, right?
Sure.
And then they are probably losing Instagram accounts.
Sure, yeah.
So they're like, hey, we might as well just separate. It was a good strategy.
Yeah,
that
it had to be.
Because you can tell that it was a strategy. It's not because they would have had it as separate, where you open it with all your details, or it can link to your Instagram, but doesn't mean that you have to have both.
For sure, yeah, that's so true. Hey, bro.
Anyways,
something I also just want to, just looking back at the conversation we had about podcasts and stuff, I'm realizing that like a lot of these, at first it was pictures, right? Remember, so we're in the age of pictures. We didn't really have much video.
Sure.
We didn't have much audio, and we weren't experimenting with it like we are now. Now we're doing both. We were in pictures. Video came, and that's when the TikTok era really showed that video is here. In audio-wise, audio is supposedly the next thing, but audio is now coming to surpass even video, because of just the amount of penetration it's doing. So the Spotify move is big because audio is so huge. And I always say audio is better than video. And I think wrong.
Sure.
If you had to switch off your TV and listen to somebody, you'd probably understand what they're saying, right? You can paint, if they're a good storyteller, they can paint a good story for you.
That's why radio works.
Yeah, right? Yeah. But if you switch off the audio and you watch the TV, it's going to be hard to tell.
Even a horror movie won't be scary.
No, it won't be scary movie, exactly.
Because the sound effects make it more realistic for you.
For sure, yeah.
You understand? And you feel like you're already in that space where the suspense, Yonke, it's all in sound and how they play the sound. And I'm glad you raised something like that.
For sure. So anybody like wanting to get into podcasts, wanting to advertise on this podcast too, knowing that audio is quite a big thing, definitely come through to us. We'll definitely help you out. Spaza Talks Mnandi. We are part of the movement. But episode 37 namhlanje.
37 May brew. 37 May brew.
Are we moving? Any other news?
Besides the fires in Mabalengwe, man.
And also the floods in Cape Town, right?
Also the floods in Cape Town.
Is that part of our stats? Did it make it at all?
Not at all. Okay. Not at all. Yeah. I don't think people were using the hashtag, and I wouldn't say they must use, they have floods, they have a lot to worry about. But if you can, use the hashtag so that we know what's happening and we can inform people around it. For sure. Like the Mabalengwe fire, I only just found out from you now that it really happened, and that's a big thing. I mean, Mabalengwe, I believe, is like a game reserve type of thing. It's like a game reserve. There's animals, and I love animals. Yeah. So there's quite a lot of wildlife. I don't know what happened to it. I've been reading a couple of articles since I came back, because I was actually close to a place, close to Mabalengwe. I was like 20 Ks away from it, and I saw the fires from afar. And they were there for like 3 days, 2 or 3 days, non-stop. Jeez.
Yo, that's so crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's so much just going on. You know what? We're glad and we're grateful to be here. Spaza Talk.
And the standards are now. We're praying with all of you.
Definitely, for sure. Yeah, we're definitely praying with everyone else, man. And everything else that we don't even, doesn't even make it into our stats, right? Sometimes it's sad that we don't see these things. But once again, one of the reasons why we do this, we want to talk about trending topics and
give context.
Yeah, and give context to what's happening. Some people might not know what's happening. Some people might not even know there's something like this happening in the country.
And I think Zoom, sorry to cut you short.
Sure.
I think we also need to further explain what Spaza Talk means, because I know we did in our audio podcast before we got rich.
Okay. and got video. I feel you, man. So what are you saying? So you want us to explain a bit of Spaza Talk?
Let's break down the name of the podcast, right?
Sure.
And I think we should also say that it's been a long time coming. We've had the logo Spaza Talk for over 3-4 years.
Yeah, or it might even be more.
Like 5 to 4 years.
But what was our original idea anyway?
Our original idea was, let's create a podcast. This was back in 2018 or 19.
Yeah, somewhere there.
Let's create a podcast. But we're like, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
And then we started brainstorming. Then COVID happened and then we forgot about it. But we already had a logo designed for us.
Like 3 times
we paid someone. We had like a lot of logos. We're like, we're launching with this thing. And I think just to give context on the name, right, Spaza, most of you are probably thinking it's us talking shop.
Yeah.
Meaning that we're talking about business and all of that. But it's actually not that.
Yeah, not at all, right? It's not even at all, yeah. Like, if you think about it, I mean, whether it's a Spaza Talk, whether it's a tuck shop, whether you're at Woolworths, whether you're at Spa or Checkers.
Yep.
We get Spaza, we get store. Like,
you're in the shop. There's always that chat that happens there. You understand? Whether it's about someone's husband saying they're going for a music video shoot on Heritage Day, Kanti they getting married.
Wedding attires, getting haircuts.
You know what I mean? And people tweet about it. So we are the digital Spaza Talk.
For sure,
we are Spaza Shop, because we here digitally to give you all the news around what's trending in all 4 corners of South Africa.
For sure, and that's so crazy. And there's so many conversations that are happening, right?
There's a lot. But we pick the top 5.
Sure, There's so much that happens. I mean, if we're not picking your conversation, it's not like it's just because we're not, we don't want to be part of it, but we pick the top 5. It's so cool.
Pick the top 5
fast.
Based on number of tweets and impressions.
Sure,
Right? If it got the most tweets, of course it's going to be number 1, and then we go down.
Just like our number 1 and 2 every week so far. Something like that.
They bought the spot. But did we say, Guti, abantu mabase Spaza Talk, Spaza Shop, they normally talk about the latest gossip?
They do, They gossip quite a lot. I mean, people gossip almost all the time, but in my shop, it's quick. In
my shop,
Bonile's keep on that.
And next door.
Next door.
It's the latest 411. That's where you go.
Exactly.
You buy milk. You get the news.
Quick, fast, especially if you're a people's person, you know how to talk.
You
ask somebody in the store, they tell you what happened. But that's where the name came from. And we don't talk shop. But I mean, look, we had somebody really amazing on our podcast last week.
There's a segment in the shop,
where we talk shop, right? With the decision makers.
With the decision makers, man. I wonder who's next.
I wonder who's next.
But
I will say this. I mean, it definitely is somebody that we've curated very well to know that they need to be on Spaza Talk and start talking shop. Fahim was amazing. His episode was amazing. The feedback was amazing from people.
His
energy was amazing. So we definitely look forward to having more people like him. And if you want us to have more people like him, just comment in the section below, or when you see us or something, say something. But Mpinjami, without wasting any more time, I mean, I want to get into the top trending hashtags Asemzansi.
Sure.
So we have about 10 minutes. Before load shedding is Shire. But let's get into the top trending hashtags Zasemzansi. So we are reporting from
the 18th to the 24th of September. So from the 18th till Heritage Day, or some of y'all might be older and know it as Shaga Day.
Is it Shaga? It used to be Shaga Day?
Yeah, pre-94 it was Shaga Day.
No way.
Then they changed it. I think from 95 they changed it to Heritage Day.
I think people are going to start protesting this one day. I didn't know it was Shaga Day, but really interesting.
And the day before that was New Year's Day, our African New Year, on the 23rd.
African New Year?
Yeah.
I must definitely check this out. This is interesting information. But yeah, thanks for letting us know. So we're reporting from the 18th up until the 24th of September. Lebs, please give us the top trending hashtags, bro.
Top trending, number one, we have BB Naija All Stars with 51,000 mentions and 98 million impressions. Right? We all know the show. We know what it's all about.
Yeah.
Number two, we got to Khosi Twala with 38,000 mentions and 28 million impressions.
Still doing well too, staying at number two.
Yeah, keeping it up there.
Really, really interesting that she's still here. Wow.
Number three, we have Dstv Delicious Fest with 28,000 mentions and 527 million impressions.
Really interesting. The Delicious Festival. I heard good feedback this time from people. Thames and
people loved
Maxwell were
it.
here.
And Maxwell.
Yeah,
I think the golden oldies were more
Sunday.
Yeah,
for Maxwell.
Reminiscing
Try to step
of that Sunday night bakoroba.
Yeah.
Not night. Sunday morning.
Cleaning,
making your 7 course seven colors. Seven colors.
And you know what? Everybody knows the Maxwell song. Everybody.
Yeah.
So
whether it's
really
Women's
interesting.
Worth.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
And shout out to DSTV for constantly bringing DSTV Delicious to South Africa. Last year it was Burna Boy. They keep bringing very good headliners and seems to be sold out every single year.
Clean.
Yeah. Shout out to that. That's number 3. Hashtag DSTV Delicious Festival.
So number 4 traveled all the way from West Africa to South Africa.
Goodbye, Majalo.
Occupyjulorbihouse.
Is that a Nigerian
Ghanaian hashtag?
What's happening there?
So the Ghanaian, let me give you the numbers first, right? 18,000 mentions and 42 million impressions. The Ghanaian youth took to the streets, not just to the streets, they took it all the way to Jubilee House. Jubilee House, I believe, is like the White House of Ghana, where the president stays, where all business around politics happens.
Okay, interesting.
So I think they are fed up with all the potholes in the streets. Like service delivery, what we are having.
Sure.
They are not complaining. They are going straight.
I think I saw a few people holding posters about different things. They were saying all different types of things.
They are fed up. They are fed up because I know also the youth unemployment rate is also up there, right? So yeah, man, that's what's happening right now in Ghana.
It's so interesting that a Ghanaian hashtag is trending in South Africa. It also tells you there's probably some Ghanaian people in South Africa and they're using X as a platform to voice themselves. So that's interesting, man, that it's happening. And shout out to them. I hope they really are successful. The youth definitely needs to always be taking it into their own hands if needs be. But yeah, Occupyjulorbihouse trending at number 4 in South Africa.
I just hope no one gets hurt.
For sure, yeah.
And they have fair elections, and they get the right candidate in and they transform the country. For
sure, because that's ultimately what we all want, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Positivity, man, from Africa. Can we get that? And then number 5, MTN8 with 15,000 mentions and 442 million impressions.
Was there football going on?
I think there was football. You know, I was on holidays.
Okay, fine.
I was out there relaxing, looking at some wildlife, engaging.
Sure.
But I believe a couple of games played this weekend. I just didn't want to watch TV after what I saw with the Boks, man. It was just too sad. Yeah, that was way too sad. I think everybody needs to recover from that, actually. They didn't even make the top 5. But our boys are gonna win that World Cup.
Yeah, they definitely have. They have to bring it home, bro.
Cool. Yeah, that's me.
What are the numbers though for MTN8?
MTN8, like I said, 15,000 mentions and 442 million impressions.
Okay, interesting. I see Orlando Pride played Stellenbosch, and I think they were Stellenbosch, or the aggregate is 2-0, 2-all. But yeah, it looks like Sundowns might have played. But yeah, interesting. Wait, who will win the MT8 final? So I think the MT8 final is actually coming up. It's between Sundowns and Pirates. It's on the 7th of October at Moses Mabhida Stadium.
That is a strong one.
Yeah, so the MT8...
That's next week.
Yeah, that's next week. So 7th of October. No. It's next
not
week?
This week. It's
the next week, yeah. So yeah, that's where the MTN8 is coming in, and that's why it's also trending. The finals happening in Durban. So that's going to be interesting. Shout out to that.
Who do you have your money on?
Definitely. I'm a Pirates fan, unfortunately, because we're not gonna win that thing. Sundowns, yeah. Motsepe, actually, I don't know what he does to those boys. Yeah, Motsepe says, yes, you got 20 million, boys. Let's go. But yeah, bro. So yeah, those are the top 5 trending hashtags. Do we have a bonus this week?
No, I think I jumped the gun. I covered my bonus way before.
Okay.
In the beginning, even.
In the beginning.
Hashtag Mabalengwe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your bonus, for the week.
That's my bonus, man.
For sure. Yeah. Thanks for covering that, man. All right. So let's go to the amount of tweets from last week, which we have 6.3 million tweets. That's a decrease of 2% from the week before that. So that's the amount of tweets that we tweeted last week on Twitter in South Africa. And in terms of the amount of people that tweeted, so unique authors, we have 123,000, just at 123,000.
123.
Yeah,
123.
Yeah, 123. 8% increase from the week before. So there's a bit of an increase in that side. And then I want to go to the sentiment, which might lead me to the word cloud. So sentiment, the negative went down by 4%. Hallelujah.
Davidson.
And then the positive went up by 3%. So that's also really, really great. Perhaps you can tell me what the word cloud is. Maybe it will give us an idea of what or what's happening. Yeah.
Asborn. So I'm going to start with the busiest day last week. Again, a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Second time in a row.
Weird day.
Interesting, man.
Yeah. And I mean, last week, Tuesday was the 19th?
19th of September with just under 1 million. I think it was 968,000 tweets.
Sure.
On that one day, right? And on the busiest day, the word cloud around that covers cancel your visa.
Cancel your visa.
Cancel your visa.
Where are we not going?
I did a deep dive on Twitter. I'm like, hey, what's this? Who's canceling visas? Did we get free visas? Are we?
Yeah.
We are on, because I thought it was like a vaccine. Everyone is getting a visa. I'm like, hey, out and check. Hey, cancel my people. Cancel your visa. That was actually an AKA line. From a track, right?
Shucks, yeah.
South Africans again contradicting themselves. Last year, Burna Boy came to Delicious. They were happy.
Yes.
And it was, I think, around the same time
when
Boy said nonsense about South Africa and all of that. Only this year they are reacting.
Yeah,
only this year.
Only now
they are like,
man.
You cancel my
visa, what?
Yeah, cancel my people, cancel your visa. He said that directed to Burna Boy.
Oh, at the time, right?
At the time, because they had their own beef happening. But now people are saying that because Burna Boy was supposed to have a concert on Saturday,
I think Saturday,
or Sunday.
Yeah.
The same time as Delicious. But they didn't make enough numbers, so they had to cancel the concert.
Sure.
So now people are retaliating.
We cancel my visa.
I'm not going to support you. Cancel my people. Cancel your visa.
Wow, so interesting. I believe, it's been not even postponed. It's been cancelled. They sold 17,000 tickets trying to feed up FNB Stadium. And then I think, Casper being Casper, I think Casper knew Gucci. Not everyone can fill up FNB Stadium in his lyrics in his new album. He goes mad. But anyway, interesting. I'm just sidebarring.
So now you guys should respect Casper. It's not easy to fill up.
No, not even an international. That's his Burna Boy, guys. This is not. He's filled up like so many international stadiums, and
there's people that were gonna fly from other countries to come watch him.
For sure, and South Africans are saying,
cancel
my visa.
Cancel
my visa.
Cancel my people.
Cancel my people.
Cancel your visa.
Cancel your visa. So that's the word cloud.
Sure. And Olani Kumalo showed up. So Olani Kumalo is the guy that hosts sizok'thola.
Yes.
Where they bust drug dealers, right? Yeah. He handed himself over to the police, and I don't know if it's apparent or what. He's charged with murder.
Oh, so he's charged with murder.
I don't think he's been to court yet.
Sure,
but he case labor a murder, and he handed himself in.
So interesting.
Headlines sometimes they might
yeah.
So I was like, nah. I'll just say it's apparent, but he handed himself over to the cops.
Really
iOS 17 showed up. Mini Dlamini also showed up, accompanied by Quentin and Kuni.
Aibo.
Of course.
These things are coming back, Mos.
Hey.
But on Twitter, there's always so much going on. So interesting to know what the word cloud is saying. But we're seeing one of the biggest words being cancel my visa and stuff.
Yeah, that's the biggest. Cancel your visa.
Cancel my
people.
Jeez. Yeah, so we heard that the busiest day was Tuesday, the 19th of September. What was the busiest hour last week?
The busiest hour was actually 8 p.m. in the evening.
Sure.
Followed by 9 p.m. That's the evening. And in the morning, it was 10 a.m. followed by 9 a.m.
So basically, you're saying that was the average out of the whole week. Okay, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
So if you definitely want to be playing around in the Twitter space or the X space,
people to see your ads, maybe you're pushing your scones on Twitter
Sure.
or Acha, that's the best time to put out your tweets, either in the morning at 10 a.m., around 10 and 9 and 10, or in the evening between 8 and 9 p.m.
Interesting one. I really love that one, bro. I mean, I'm always posting around those times anyway, especially last Exane. I really enjoy it. And again, Twitter is still the platform to be using, or X rather, is still the platform to be using, especially when you want to get news around or something that quickly can go around. We've seen how politics can work. We've seen how TV shows stay trending on this platform. So that's interesting. What was the most used emoji?
Most used was loudly crying face. Again. Used. It was used in over 307,000 tweets last week.
Yeah.
That got just 3.2 billion impressions.
Yeah. I must say though, looking at the top 10 emojis.
Sure.
We're looking at everything looks happy and good. We even have a South African flag.
Honky-dory.
Yeah, we have hearts there. We have fire. We have in love faces. We have person with folded hands. We have pleading face. So so I mean, I think it's it's all positive stuff. Besides that, we always have the same one every week. But Libs, I think that is it for the week, right?
That is it for us, my G.
Yeah, that is definitely it for us at Spaza Talk. Thank you once again to everybody that's been listening to us from episode 1, in fact.
Yeah, from episode 1.
Yeah.
From episode last week.
Yeah.
This week.
Every
Hey,
week.
man. Oh, it's your first episode. Just subscribe. We release every week.
Every week, yeah. Ideally on Tuesdays.
Let me say every week. Yeah. Ideally on Tuesdays. But yeah, man, we cover the top trending topics in Mzansi.
For sure, on the X platform. And do check us out on Spotify and check us out on Apple Podcasts. And of course, check us out on YouTube. And make sure you interact with us on Twitter using the hashtag Spaza Talk.
Spaza.
And I want to give a quick shout out to Color Space before we close the podcast. I want to just say, please make sure you check out the prime sponsor of the podcast.
Don't forget the bill payers.
Yeah, the bill payers. Make sure if you're creative or if you are somebody that wants to get into stock photography, go and check it out and maybe you can submit your photos and start earning some money. And then, of course, Brandwatch too. We want to thank Brandwatch for giving us these amazing stats. Mm-hmm. These stats, we're definitely not thumb-sucking them at all. This is coming from Brandwatch. So Brandwatch is a very reputable tool for marketers, influencers, and all sorts of people that are trying to improve their brand to use. But yeah, those are the top trending hashtags, Bijam. Top. I guess
from the top boys.
Yeah, we are reporting from the 18th till the 24th of September. This is episode 37 of Spaza Talk. Umshuti wabashuti is out. Peace.
Ciao.
Introducing Color Space, a stock photo platform dedicated to showcasing images of Black people. Whether you're a professional photographer or you just know your way around a smartphone, sign up, submit your photos, and start earning through your creativity. Visit www.colorspace.co.za.